Thanks for plugging in. Today we're talking excellence with TE Connectivity and the interconnect specialists from TTI IP&E. It's the news, information, and detail you need to know to stay informed about the latest innovations in all types of electronics connectivity. And now, here's your host, TTI's Scott Stemley.
Thanks, Jim. Hey, everybody. Thank you for plugging in to Talking Excellence with TE and TTI. In episode 2 of our TE Connectivity series on the building blocks of factory automation, I'd like to welcome Emmanuel, TE Industry Sales Manager at TE Connectivity. Emmanuel, happy that you can join us today. Please tell us a little bit about your background.
Thanks for the space, Scott. Happy to be here. I have been in the electrical and electronic components space for almost 10 years, the last 7 with TE Connectivity. I have worked across multiple industries, mainly in sales and field engineering. So I have seen how design choices around power and interconnects show up in real factory performance. Today, I lead robotics applications for the Americas, partnering with leading manufacturers on power and data solutions that keep fleets productive. I'm based in Mexico City, and my focus is helping teams hit uptime, safety, and scalability targets, especially around autonomous charging and minimizing human touch points.
Thanks, Emmanuel. So let's begin our discussion with the most common challenges design or component engineers face when designing charging systems for AGVs, AMRs, and how do solutions needed on the factory floor address these obstacles?
Oh, perfect topic to start. So I can tell you that at an engineering level, 4 issues dominate. First, alignment consistency. Classical plug and receptacle interfaces assume tight positional tolerance or an operator. Fleet autonomy demands guided docking with mechanical compliance to absorb positional error. Second, cycle life under real duty. Multiple docks per shift compound wear. If insertion forces and contact mechanics aren't optimized, you see bent contacts, rising contact resistance, and therefore heat. 3, safety and sequencing. Touch face geometries and controlled contact order are essential to avoid arcing and unintended energization. And 4, integration complexity. Teams want power and low-level signaling in a single serviceable interface to handle the docking handshake, enable interlocks, and basic health telemetry. On the floor, these are solved with hands-free guided docks, floating and compliant mounts that self-correct misalignment, high cycle contact technologies to control wear, and modular power plus signal layouts. The net effect is repeatable, safe, hands-off charging at fleet scale.
So blind mating technology has been described as a game changer for autonomous robots. Can you break down how blind mating works and why it's essential for efficient and reliable charging?
Of course, great question. Blind mating enables reliable electrical engagement without precision alignment. Mechanically, the interface floats relative to the panel and uses guide features so the vehicle can present with some positional and angular error and still made clearly. In our solution, typical tolerance bands are about plus minus 50 millimeter in X side, 10 millimeters in Y, and roughly 5 degrees in Z during engagement. This is enough to absorb approach variation from navigation and bumper wear. In the electrical side, we pair low insertion force power contacts with spring-proof signal contacts, which stabilizes contact normal force while minimizing wear over repeated cycles. Now, why this is important, why it matters. In 24/7 operations, docking attempts stack up. Blind mating reduces failed docks, limits mechanical and thermal stress on the interface, and protects throughout because the robot connects, handshakes, and charge without human intervention. That is the key. That is very important features in this application.
Okay, so you mentioned features. So are there specific features of TE Connectivity's connectors that enable greater autonomy and reduce the manual interventions?
Yeah. We designed our blind marrying mobile charging connector specifically for mobile robots. So what are these key specific features? First, high cycle life. This connector is engineered for a minimum of 12,000 mating cycles. So multiple docks per shift are suitable. Number two, misalignment tolerance. A floating panel mount and mechanical guide significantly improve first attempt dock success and reduce bending moments on contacts. Then the next feature, it's about power plus signal in one interface. So this connector has 2 or 3 power contacts for charging, up to 50 amperes and up to 125 volts. Common architecture, run 40 amperes per line and up to 100 volts, plus up to 8 signal contacts, which handle 0.5 amperes per line. Also, signals use our mini universal metal lock with the spring proofs for robust low-level connections. Next feature, safety features. Touch safe power contacts and first make last break on the 3 power option for proper grounding, enable sequencing, and even safe management of 2 battery strings if needed. Last but not least, serviceability. Rear pluggable architecture simplifies installation and rework on the robot or dock. This connector also is UL 1977 recognized, which helps streamline compliance and qualification on the customer side.
Very good. So let's talk a second now about heavy duty connectors, or HDC, as we'll call them. HDC are critical in minimizing downtime and maintenance in industrial settings. How do HDC connectors contribute to the seamless operation of AGVs and AMRs?
Heavy-duty connectors excel in the rugged parts of the ecosystem. Battery modules, harness breakouts, and docking wiring, thanks to robust housing and strain relief. For charging reliability, the docking interface is the lever. Mechanical compliance, verified cycle life, and correct contact sequencing. We typically use HDC to simplify service and routing, and the docking interface to deliver repeatable, hands-off charging.
From a design perspective, how do engineers balance the speed, reliability, and safety when developing charging solutions for fleets of AGVs and AMRs?
I will say that it's a 3-variable optimization you close early. Speed is primarily a function of current, duty cycle, and thermal rise that drives conductor gauge. Or interface support 10 or 8 AWG on power and contact selection to keep temperature rise within limits. Reliability hangs on low insertion force, stable normal force over life, and qualified cycle counts. So repeated docks don't cause contact set or planting damage. Safety comes from touch-safe geometries and sequenced engagement. With first make, last break, you can ground or enable in the correct order to avoid arcing or energizing into a bad state. Add mechanical compliance to absorb micro misalignments and use the signal set for a minimal state machine. So you have dock present, then interlock okay, temperature okay, and then start charge. Following that path, we make sure there is a secure connection. Treating the interface as a mechatronic system, meaning mechanics, electrics, and controls, is how you achieve fast turnaround and long connector life without compromising safety, which I think it's instrumental in this market.
Very interesting. So to wrap up this episode, if we look to the future, what emerging trends or next generation technologies do you foresee further improving efficiency and autonomy of industrial charging systems?
I can tell you that I have seen three trends. The first one is higher current charging classes to shorten dock times and payloads and duty cycles grow. This pushes contact design, thermal pads, and cable management. The second one is smarter docking charging telemetry. Using the available signal pins for richer handshakes, temperature checks, near power contacts, and predictive maintenance hooks based on cycle counts or well-time patterns. And the third one, selective wireless adoption. Useful where physical interfaces are constrained. Throughout, in most industrial environments, robust guided docking remains the efficiency and cost sweet spot. Across all three, the strategy is more autonomy with less maintenance. With interfaces that install cleanly, survive high cycle counts, and are straightforward to service.
Well, Emmanuel, is there anything you'd like our listeners to know that maybe we haven't touched on?
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, so if you're scaling AMRs for AGV fleets and need charging that hands-off, fast, and safe, TE and TTI can support from early design through validation with our blind Mary mobile charging connectors and the surrounding ecosystem. The goal is simple: keep your robots moving. Thanks so much.
Emmanuel, thank you very much. That's been really, really insightful. And thank you to our listeners for plugging in. Until next time, I'm Scott Stemley, and this is Talking Excellence with TE and TTI.
That's it for this episode of Talking Excellence. Join us next time for the podcast that brings together the specialists of TTI with the connectivity experts from TE, an insightful conversation about getting connected.